Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. I'm at Marketplace Chevrolet today and sitting in the 2026 Chevrolet Traverse. This video will also apply to the 25 models, but I'm going to show you how everything works as far as your technology goes, give you a few little tutorials on some things, and show you some things you may not know about, or maybe answer some questions you have. I sure hope so. If I don't answer your question, tell me down in the comments section. If you want to know more about this particular model or anything else they have in inventory, check out the link down in the description of the video. Now, we're going to get to the screen, but one thing I wanted to show you real quick as far as technology goes, if you want to turn on all of the interior lighting, your dome light, all the lights in the rear, there's two more back there, all you're going to do is come right here and hold this down until you see the light come on there on the right-hand side, and guess what that did? There you go. The second and third row lighting is now illuminated. And obviously to turn that back off, you're going to do the same thing. So very simple to deal with, very simple to use. You see that go off. Now, as far as your driver's display, the instrument cluster goes, one thing I was asked recently is how do you get rid of the information for the radio over here on the right-hand side? Somebody told me that's very distracting to them. Unfortunately, you can't get rid of it on this screen. You can change what you see right there. I'm going to turn the volume down just in case I wind up getting something on there that we don't want to hear. So we can push the button right there. You can see what I pushed. And then we can scroll through right here just like this. Depending on if you want to listen off of USB, if you want to listen to Sirius XM, AM, FM, whatever it is you want to do, you can do that. Now, if that's not what you're looking for and you want to listen to, say, music from your favorite playlist on YouTube, you can use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone and do that, but you cannot get rid of this ultimately. However, you can change the look of the screen. Now, we can go here and get rid of it on this screen, but depending on how you want your driver's display to look will determine what you do and don't see. And we have a couple of other views here that we can go through. You can also have navigation there. All I'm doing is pushing this button. Heated steering wheel right here, voice commands, everything for your cruise control over here. On the back of the steering wheel right here, you adjust volume. You're going to have your shifter paddles to gear up and gear down through your transmission. And then over here on the left-hand side, see if I can give you a view right there, kind of hard to see, but that is for adjusting what you're listening to from the steering wheel. Very simple to use, very easy. I like that. Not a lot to talk about there, but it's simplistic, but it definitely gets the job done. Something that I like here is that while you have controls within the screen itself for adjusting climate control, you can also come right here and adjust things. Here's how you're going to adjust everything in the front seat. You can also adjust the back seat this way, so you can see how that's illuminated, how that's highlighted, I should say, more than illuminated. But you also have physical controls down here. Everything for your temperature, fan speed, you can see what all is there. Now, there is another way that you can do this. I apologize if I set off anything in your house. Hopefully I don't. But let's just say, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Let's just say I wanted to change the temperature to 73 degrees and I just wanted to use voice commands to do that. Well, you can, just like this. Hey Google, change the temperature to 72 degrees.
Okay, changing the temperature to 72 degrees.
And there you go. You pretty much have endless questions you can ask, commands, things like that. Now, auto high beams located right here. If you want to turn that on, there's how you do that. When that's highlighted, as you can see in orange, that means it's on. Now, we can also come right here. There's a lot of things that are within the screen. Tell me what you think about that. Some may like it, some may not. But here's what we have. A lot of different features and functionality here. You can go in here and lock out the windows. You can turn the dome light on right there. You can go into your cameras right here, depending on what you want to do with that. I'm going to get back out of that. I'm going to go right here. Come on, get out of there. Cooperate with me. See more controls. How about that? What do we have there? Now you have everything for your lights here. The good news is that you can set that to auto, as you can see right there, and just set it and forget it. No big deal. That's nice. But there is a lot here within the screen, as you can see. Lights, door locks, doors and windows, as far as your locks go, I should say. And you have your power window lockout right there. You also have your rear gate height. If you want to have custom, you can do that, max height, off, or manual. Now, it's always going to be able to be opened manually no matter what. And vehicle status. Let's run in here real fast to get that to work for me. Now, there are a few things here that you can do depending on what you want to know about or what you want to see. There's your tire pressure. To get out of that, we just touch that again. We have our battery voltage right there. We can go in right here. If you want to add that to the driver's display, guess what? You can do that. That's nice to know. So we can do that right here. We can hit continue. That goes to the driver's display, as you can see. And then you can also remove it just like that. It's actually very simple, as I love to call it. The hunt and peck method. It does the job. Now, gauges. Here's something I've had, again, people ask me about. They want to know what their coolant temperature is. You can do the same thing right here. So again, you can add that to your driver display, and there it is. Something that we used to have as just a default. It was on the driver's display no matter what. But just to give you an idea of what is here and what you can add, you can do the same thing with trip. If you're wondering about that information, if I can get that to work for me, there we go. And there you go. Same basic process. Very, very nice. Very easy to use. Google Play Store is here. If you want to add something, you can do that. Now, I can't show you everything, but you can see the different icons up here as far as what's available, at least most of them, if not all of them. And you can easily add those as you need to, depending on what your desires are. Wirelessly pairing your smartphone, that's easy to do. You just go in here and you're going to select what you need to do that. We'll go to phone right there, and that will give you the prompts to do that. I'm not going to show how to do all of that in today's video because it's really that simple, but it will walk you through it and give you all the prompts, all that good stuff. Wi-Fi hotspot. Get that tongue twisted. Have to be careful about that. There's your camera, at least in this particular case. You also have your hitch view if you want to see that. A few different things going on right there. Alexa, probably don't need to tell you too much about what's going on there. Trailering, depending on what you want to do with that, you can add a trailer. You can go through your checklist. So nice and convenient. I know most people who buy a Traverse are likely not doing much where that's concerned, but just to show you, there it is. Now, connections, you know what's there to manage connections. We're going to go right there. I'm just not used to this screen is what it amounts to. So if you want to go in and change something with your phones, you can do that right here, or you can delete whatever you need to do. You can add, you can go back out of here. If you want to turn Android Auto or Apple CarPlay on or off, here's where you're going to do that. Very simple to deal with. Wi-Fi, networks, hotspot, it's all here. Vehicle to phone sharing, trusted device. There you go. Now, we're going to go to vehicle because there's a few things here that I know a lot of people ask me about, depending on what you want to do. Now, here is sound. This is where you're going to adjust everything to sound the way you want it to ultimately sound. As far as your bass, your mid-range, treble, it's all going to be here. Fade and balance. If it doesn't sound quite right, well, this is where you're going to come to adjust that. And we can also come to radio favorites right here. You can manage that. You can delete. You can add whatever you need to do. We'll go back out of that. We're going to come back here to teen driver. If you have a teenager or somebody who isn't a teenager, but they're a bad driver, now, number one, you need to make sure you know which remote you are programming the vehicle with. Whichever key fob you have of your different key fobs, you might have more than one. Typically, you only have two, but you can get others if you wanted to. And you can actually come and program this, but you need to make sure you know which one is programmed by which code. But this is how easy it is to do. So we're going to just put in a code. We're going to push the arrow right there. You're going to put in the code one more time, 4 digits, and then there we go. That's your PIN. Make sure you don't give that to your teen or to the bad driver who is driving your Traverse. Now you can see the report card right here and the information that offers. There's no information on here because I haven't done any driving. If you want to clear that, obviously, there you go. You can select right there. You can see what else we have here as far as the settings go. If you want to change the PIN, you can do that here. And you can also come here and clear the PIN, which I am going to do that for obvious reasons. Now, rear seat reminder, you can turn that on and off right here. The same thing with buckle to drive. Climate and air quality is going to offer quite a few different things. Auto fan speed, if you want that on low, medium, or high, there you go. You can see that you can do that. And auto defog. I like that. Heated seats on startup, I like that too. You can turn that on or off if you want to, but it will automatically turn those on when you start the vehicle and help you out where that is concerned. We also have our auto defog right there if we want to turn that on. I'm going to leave that off because it was earlier. Now, something that I know a lot of people like to know about is your collision detection systems. You can come in here and make a lot of changes. Now, you do have the safety alert seat, so if you like the vibrations on the seat, it's going to let you know what's going on where around you. If there's a pedestrian or whatever the case is, it's going to vibrate in the appropriate area, or you can go with the beeps only if you so desire to do that. Just depends on your personal preference. We're going to back out of that. There are a couple of differences depending on the option that you go to in the menu. You can just go with on or off. As you can see, you can just do that here as well. You don't have to have that check mark on. You can turn that off when it's grayed out like that. But you know what's here. Based on what I showed you right there, side bicyclist alert, it's all here. Now, comfort and convenience. Your chime volume, if it's not loud enough or if it's too loud, this is where you come to adjust that. You might have wondered about that. It's all here. You can make quite a few different changes. Now, here's something that's very important. Your power tailgate, if it's not opening high enough, you can go to maximum. You can also go to custom. You can just set it back there, and then you hold down the button on the tailgate itself to set that particular setting wherever you want it to be. You can turn that off if you want to. Come right here. Now, if it's not working, this is also where you're going to come. Most likely, that's going to be the problem that you're having, is that it's just not turned on. It doesn't mean anything's wrong or you need to go to the dealership. That is a feature that I like to show people and let them see what's going on. Another feature that you'll find on the Traverse is hands-free exterior storage access, if that feature is not working. And it tells you what it does right here. So you're going to have an explanation if you need to know what a particular feature is or what it does. It's going to give you that information. If you want open only, turn it on. That way it works. If you don't want it to do that at all, you turn it off right there. That feature, what it is you stand at the rear of the vehicle, it starts beeping, and the tailgate will automatically open. Now, if you're walking past the rear and it starts beeping and you don't want it to open, just keep walking. You won't have to worry about that. No big deal. How about auto wipe in reverse gear? What exactly is that? That's just for your rear window wiper. It's going to wipe the window off automatically, and you don't have to worry about any issues as far as being able to see out of your back window with your rear view mirror if you're using that. And lighting. How about that? Vehicle locator lights. That's the animated lights that you see on the front and rear when you walk up to the vehicle and you push the unlock button, when that animation effect takes place. If you don't want that on there, you can turn that off. Just depends on your personal preferences where that is concerned. Exit lighting, you have a few options here. You can turn those off. You have 30, 60, and 120 seconds, and they will stay on that long. And how about your power door locks? Here's something that is interesting. Auto door locks. If you want all doors, if you just want the driver door, if you want to turn that feature off, there are your options where that is concerned. And delayed door lock is here. We can go in, and once again, you can see exactly what that is. It tells you what it does when it's turned on. Nice to have the explanations here, because someone might say, well, what exactly does this feature do and how do I turn it on? If your vehicle is in transport mode, you can turn that off. You will actually have an indicator right down here that says transport mode is turned on. Here's where you come to turn that off, and then remote lock, unlock, and start. You can see the different features here. Basically the same thing as the safety features we looked at earlier in the video. You can either check that on or off depending on what you want right there, or you can come right here depending on the available options for that feature, and you can go with lights and horn, lights only, horn only, or you can turn it off with your remote feedback. And you can see what else is here. There's a lot of great features that definitely make this Traverse a very useful vehicle. Gives you a lot of great safety features, different things along those lines that make it very easy to learn and to use. Ultimately, that's the technology. Now, If you have a question that I didn't answer here in this particular video, tell me down in the comment section. I will make a video on that for you and help you out with that. Or it may just warrant a comment and just give you some written instructions, although I do like to give the videos because it's easier for most people to learn that way. Thanks for taking the time to watch today. I always appreciate that. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.